Hello and welcome to Jurassic Reviews. On this episode, we'll be taking a look at a figure set by Bandai. That set is the Bandai Premium Mechagodzilla 1974. Before we begin, here's a look at the box that these figures come in. One of my favorite things about these Bandai Premium figures is their boxes, which have a ton of awesome artwork and photos of the figures. Here's the front. And here's the back. This set consists of 3 figures, all of which are the same sculpt, they just have a different paint scheme. In the 1974 film Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, Mechagodzilla originally is in disguise, as Godzilla, and remains that way until encountering the real Godzilla. Anguirus had previously damaged him, showing metal underneath, and during the fight with the real Godzilla, he transitions into his true form. These figures are meant to capture that transformation scene. And there's actually 2 other figures that Bandai is releasing that will capture the beginning of the transformation, when it's still the fake Godzilla. This set focuses on the later part of the reveal, when he takes on his true form. And it's a really cool idea for a set, and I do have the others pre-ordered. So I'm going to have all 5 of these displayed in a row when the others release, which I believe is in October. I like that Bandai is trying different things with this premium line. They did a similar thing with the 1964 King Ghidorah set, which included the original paint scheme of Ghidorah. I still want to get around to reviewing that set, as it's pretty great as well. Okay, so first we're going to take a look at the final and completed version of Mechagodzilla, as it's the easiest one to make out the details on. This Mechagodzilla stands about 8.5 inches tall, and is a little over 6 inches long from head to tail. The Bandai Premium figures all seem to just go with their own scale, as the Ghidorah figures don't really fall under the same scale as this one, nor do any of the other previous ones, I believe. So as far as detail on this figure, I think it's great. The Bandai Premium line is quickly becoming one of my favorite Godzilla lines. It's actually probably my favorite right after the X Plus figures. I say this because the details are not too far off from X Plus, especially on this one in particular. This is just a really well done sculpt, and captures its movie counterpart really well. All the riveting and other mechanical looking pieces that make up Mechagodzilla look awesome. This is my favorite version of Mechagodzilla. I always liked him when he was more of a villain, and this version is the most sinister looking of the bunch. Looking around the figure, again you see the little rivets all over the place, and the accordion looking joints around the arms and legs, and even the Mechagodzilla symbol on the arms. It all looks awesome. Now let's take a look at the articulation, of which there is an okay amount for what it is. Keep in mind that the joints on these figures are pretty tight, but they can be moved. The head can move, both arms can move, as well as the hands. The torso can be turned, and both legs can move. Now let's move on to the paint. I'll cover all 3 figures here. We'll start with the final one since we were already looking at it. The whole figure is painted silver, but you'll also see 2 little yellow dots on the front of it. The MG symbol on its arms is painted red, and the red paint can also be found on the sides of its head. There's also a little red in its mouth as well. I actually didn't notice this until I was reviewing this figure, but the teeth are translucent, even on this final form. The eyes are also translucent, and they are orange in color. Before I move on to the previous forms, I want to point out that this one includes a tag, which is really nice looking like the other Bandai Premium figures. Interestingly, the other 2 figures do not include tags. Both Ghidorah figures included tags, so I'm surprised they did not include him on all three of these. For the first form, he is completely translucent. This works really well because he is filled with silver glitter, something I was not expecting as it did not appear on the promotional pictures for this guy. It really works for me though, partly because I just really like Bandai figures with glitter for some reason. Besides this glitter, there are certain parts that include purple, light and dark blue, and red. There's not a ton of it, but when combined with the glitter, it creates a nice effect. Moving on to the next form, this one is a combination of the first and last figure, with the top half being completed and having the same paint as the final version, and the bottom half being the same as the previous form we looked at. When all three are lined up, they look really great together, and I can't wait to complete the set. Before I give my rating for this figure, here's a comparison with other figures. Here it is with the Bandai Premium King Ghidorah 1964. Here it is with the Hyper Hobby Glitter GMK Godzilla. Here it is with the Bandai Movie Monster Series Godzilla 1974. Here it is with the Bandai Movie Monster Series Mechagodzilla 1975. And finally, here it is with the X Plus 25cm Mechagodzilla 1975. For a rating out of 10, I give this set a 9. It's a really well done set by Bandai, and I love that they are trying different things with this line. The price is pretty high for it, especially now that it seems to be sold out everywhere. I could see this set becoming pretty sought after down the line, especially when combined with the other set. I highly recommend this one, and if you want it, I wouldn't wait too long to hunt it down. And that does it for the Bandai Premium Mechagodzilla 1974 set. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching and see you next time.